Excellent. Greetings. Welcome to the summer continuation of the online events for MSA as we continue to anticipate the upcoming Confab 2025 in Huntsville, Alabama. Those dates are October 3rd and 4th. So if you haven't marked your calendars yet, please do so. We hope to see you there. One of the components that we have for each year at MSA is the Dianne Komminsk Scholarship. The scholarship competition is a tough one. I am glad. I've only been the juror for it one time. It was a while back, and it is a tough job to do. And the committee works with the jurors to be able to select the top winners for that scholarship. And those are the people that we're going to be featuring during this talk and the next online talk event. And so myself, Letitia Bahuyo, and my partner, Shane Ward, who are both on the online panels committee for MSA, will be here helping as much as possible in the background. Shane, where are you based right now and where are you coming from?
I'm based in Chattanooga, Tennessee, and I work at the University of Tennessee, Chattanooga as an assistant professor of sculpture.
Excellent, excellent. And how's it been being a member of the online panels committee?
Oh, it's been great. It's been great. Yeah. This is kind of my first public facing thing, and yeah, I'm really excited to be here.
Excellent. Well, thank you for taking the time and being a part of this. I really appreciate it. So one of the things that we do with the online panels is to create opportunities and events like this one to be able to continue to reach, because whenever we have confab and conferences, we know not everybody can join, but this is a way that we can continue to be a part of a larger dialogue and to be able to feature a few special people. One of the people that we're featuring today is Stacey Rathert. So I'm going to introduce Stacey. Hi, Stacey. Stacey is coming to us. She's going to be the discussion leader. She is a member of the scholarship committee that helped to be able to bring these people together to do the work to communicate with the jurors and then now the winners. Stacey is a first-year member of the board of directors for Mid-South Sculpture Alliance. We'll read her bio, so there's some reading that happens to this too. So Stacey Rathert is a sculptor and educator from Lancaster, Kansas, with a passion for hands-on instruction and mentorship. She holds a BFA and BS in education from Fort Hays State University and an MFA from the University of Mississippi, where she is now an instructional associate professor in sculpture. Specializing in self-sculpture and blacksmithing, her work explores personal and place identity through a variety of materials and scales. Stacey, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks, Stacey. So I'm going to introduce two of our three candidates. Letitia and I are going to go back and forth. I'm going to start with Bella. Bella Brownlee. I'm also going to read an abbreviated bio. Bella earned her BFA in sculpture from Mississippi State University in 2025, so a recent grad. Her work has been recognized in multiple juried exhibitions, earning awards such as the Donovan Dodd Memorial Award for Excellence in Ceramic Art. She has received scholarships to the Penland School of Craft. I've been there, that's a great place, and contributed to public art projects, including a community sculpture in Starkville and a mural at MSU inspired by Mississippi's native flora and fauna.
Excellent. Welcome, Bella.
Welcome.
And I'll introduce Zoe. Zoe Elwood is an interdisciplinary sculptor whose work challenges heteronormative and binary ideas of domesticity through found objects and assemblage. They earned their BFA from Utah Valley University in 2023 and are now pursuing an MFA in sculpture at the University of Delaware. Zoe's work has been exhibited nationally, and they were named one of the 35 influential artists under 35 by Utah's 15 Bites Art Magazine. Congratulations, Zoe. Thank you for joining us today.
Zoe. And last, Jason Kash. Jason is a visual artist from Lexington, Kentucky, with a BFA in studio art from the University of Kentucky, also my alma mater. His assemblage-based sculptures explore growth, transformation, and decay, drawing inspiration from biology, philosophy, and psychoanalytic theory. Alongside his studio work, he has experience in metal casting and public sculpture and values the role of art in building community. Welcome, Jason.
Excellent. Well, I'm going to shut my video off for a little bit so you all can focus on the students. Thank you again so much, everyone who's online or who's watching this in the future, because this will continue to be on the YouTube channel for MSA, so you can continue to tune in and share this information. Thank you all so much for joining.
Right. So that means it's my turn to ask you all some questions. I'm going to start with you, Bella. What inspired you to pursue sculpture, and how has your journey evolved so far?
So I just graduated from Mississippi State University, which has a very small but really collective art department with a really great community. And at the time, there was only one sculpture professor named Caroline Hatfield, who was of huge inspiration to me. They really played a large role in my choice to declare sculpture as my major and to continue to work with sculptural mediums. Um, they pushed me to think more critically about the world and about my choices when creating artwork. Instead of just creating visually pleasing works, I started to think about the materials that I was using, thinking about what I wanted to say and how I wanted to say it, and how each aspect of a sculpture could come together and just create this message. And it really helped me just think critically and helped me add more depth to my work and to my life. And it has just been so meaningful to me. It's not only helped my art practice grow and flourish, but it's helped me grow and flourish. And I am just so excited to continue working with it and just learning. I feel like just sculptural practices have so much to teach me, and there are so many different things that you can do. And I'm just excited to be along for the ride.
Awesome. Jason, Zoe, same question. Who wants to go first?
I can go. Um, I was originally studying math and science in school, um, and then I took like as an elective a 3D design class at Western Kentucky University with David Marquez, who is a MSA member as well. But from that class, I just immediately fell in love with the freedom that art allowed me, and then the ability to bring together all these different interests of my own and to say something personal, and to also maybe challenge and learn about something new for myself and for other people. Um, and so I was kind of immediately hooked, and I started taking more classes. I also loved working with my hands and doing math and science, and it's all very abstract and on paper. And so I think coming into it, being able to think in space and to think with my hands and material was something really visceral that just kind of grabbed me. Um, and that kind of, as I did it more and more, and I went to UK for sculpture, I started to see sculpture as kind of like a resistance to our normal lives nowadays, just how disembodied and digital so much of our lives are and so many jobs are. And sculpture seemed like one thing that resisted that and that couldn't be contained in an image or on a phone because it's an embodied experience in person. And so to me, that's really special. And that's kind of what separates sculpture from a lot of other mediums artistically and just other parts of our life. And then as I've gone through school and evolved, I've gotten into different communities. We mentioned earlier, like I've gotten into the cast iron community. So I've met so many people through that, and that's why I got connected to MSA. And I realized that sculpture is really like a team sport almost. And I really loved how it's so like hive mindy, where we have to work together to make sculpture because it just can't happen on its own. To run a shop, to get materials, to set things up, it's just all a collective activity. So I think I was drawn to that aspect of it as well. Yeah.
Awesome. I love the community too. That's, yeah.
Yeah, it's special.
Yeah. Zoe.
Hello. I have to first apologize if you hear any yard work. perfect timing from my neighbor to decide to, anyway, so if that comes up. My journey with sculpture has also been a little roundabout. My BFA was actually in painting and drawing. And up until like literally the last semester, my exhibition was going to be all abstract paintings. But I had this really wonderful opportunity to intern as a gallery assistant under the university's gallery director, Jason Lanigan. And he has this kind of joke that really sticks in my head that all sculptors are converts. I don't know how true that is for everyone, but it was for me. He's an assemblage sculptor himself. And I remember walking into his office for the first time, and every time I walked into his office, and it was just this like candy store of shelves of lots of different things, like lots of different objects. And I was like, I do that, but I wasn't considering that aspect of myself to be intertwined with my creative self. Anyway, so I had this opportunity to curate an exhibition, and it really taught me a lot about what I find fulfilling and in creative processes. And it was something about taking things that already exist and they say their own things on their own, but then like new sentences and conversations start happening as they're brought together. Like, yeah. So I think that's why I really came to assemblage art. And I can't really pinpoint like the exact moment, which is kind of cool for me. But yeah, it's been kind of a core idea I still hold as my artistic identity, that if there's something that already exists that is going to do what you want it to do, why would you make something new? And that's for me, of course, especially when things like the material wear and the kind of tactile histories that can be told are just like seasoning. So yeah, and then now in no small part coming to grad school, it's been wonderful to really be kind of busted open and keep going on this journey of thinking more deeply about why sculpture and why this object, why this material, and just to get questions lead to more questioning. And that's just been very, very exciting to me.
I love the idea that like the wear and tear is like seasoning on something. That's a good way of thinking about it. Thank you. Zoe, I'm going to put you on the spot again and ask you the next question, if you're ready for that. Can you share what receiving the scholarship has meant for you personally or professionally or both?
Yeah, I mean, the world, of course, on a totally self-imposed note, I sometimes have a hard time calling myself a sculptor because I'm like so much more technically trained in painting, and that it sometimes feels a little imposterish, which is silly. And so it was just really exciting in the first place to be recognized for that. And to be nominated by my professor, mentor, Greg Shelnut at University of Delaware, it was such a huge honor in the first place. He means the world to me. And so that was very touching to begin with. But the kind of visibility and mentorship that is offered is, I think, the biggest part for me. That's something we all crave. And it's so, especially the mentorship, so completely necessary to get anywhere. And I'm also so extremely excited about the conference coming up. I think that these kind of environments, the ones I've been to in the past, are really have marked the kind of life-changing moments for me, and whether it decides where I'm going to go to grad school, who I'm going to ask advice with and continue in like conversation with. So it's just, they're wonderful like breeding ground for just fruit, really, for good things. So I'm really excited to go, and not only to present, but mostly to hear from these other recipients and learn from their wisdom, and to, just engage and create more community. It's incredible. I'm incredibly honored to have received this.
And congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
Bella, same question.
Well, Zoe said pretty much it all. I think they put it really beautifully. I am just so excited to get to go to the MSA Sculpture Conference. I was able to go last year, and it was just so meaningful to be in a room full of sculptural artists doing so many different things, but all united in the same medium. And it just really built the sense of community. And it was like, wow, we're not in this alone, we're in this together. And I'm just so excited for the opportunity to return and to not only return, but to have a chance to show my work and to receive feedback through the mentorship program and through everyone just viewing my work, being able to give me tips, pointers, their thoughts. I am just so excited. What an opportunity that is. Um, I am also just, yeah, I don't know. I'm just so excited and I can't wait to meet everyone and make new connections. I think that that is just really amazing. And I'm just graduating undergrad. I'm looking forward to going to grad school and just seeing different grad programs, meeting different people in different grad programs and learning more about it. I think will be extremely beneficial for me. And it's an amazing opportunity to get my work out there. So I'm very excited.
Congratulations to you as well.
Thank you.
And Jason.
Yeah, it's just an incredible honor to get this award. This question kind of made me laugh because it's like it's great. Like it's hard to it's hard to say anything else. But yeah, it's really an honor to be recognized by this group of artists who I respect a lot, and I respect what they're doing, and to get that feedback is a real confidence boost for myself, especially just like getting out of school and trying to keep making work. And so it's just been really affirming, I guess, to get that. And it doesn't happen a lot. I've been rejected from so many things. It's more special when it happens, more and more, I find. So I'm just really excited about that too. And I'm also really grateful for the Kash Award and the meeting people at the conference, and also the mentorship program, just as a way to keep pushing my own work and my own practice, and making new work. It's really a game changer, I feel like. So I'm very grateful.
And congratulations to you as well.
Thank you.
I really love this next question for you, all three of you, because we've all talked a little bit about community. And so the question is, any advice for other emerging artists navigating calls, grad school, or finding their community? Jason, you want to start us off?
Sure. Yeah. The first thing that came to mind for me was for especially like artists in school, in undergrad or grad school, whatever, trying to find a group of artists that live near you that aren't in school, or that are, just doing their own thing professionally. Because I've kind of been able to do that, and it's really been helpful for me to have those people in my life that we can meet up and have studio visits and talk about art, and we're just friends, and it has nothing to do. I mean, school is great also, but I'm afraid for a lot of people who get out of school and then everything goes away, all of that community, because you really need that support, just someone to talk about art, because it's such a specialized niche thing that we think about, and you need someone else who can relate to that. So that was my main thought with that question. And then my other thought was to really just apply to as many like shows and scholarships as you can, and just deal with the fact that you're going to get rejected a lot. But over time, by doing that, I have gotten a lot better at making applications. I know what I'm doing, and I just feel a lot more confident. And one application for something. This is a more niche answer, but like one application for one scholarship, you might not get it, but then you have all this great material to just send out to other things. And I really found that true. And like, I haven't seen a lot of people around me doing that. I think maybe out of fear of rejection, and I just guess say like, just do it and just accept the fact that it's not going to happen a lot, but you got to get better at it. Yeah.
Brilliant advice. Brilliant.
Thanks.
I needed to hear that today too. Just
I'm
yeah,
just kidding.
just keep doing it. Just keep doing it.
Mm.
Zoe or Bella, your thoughts?
I can jump in on this. In terms of grad school, this is the one thing that helped so much. My advisor in undergrad, Professor Alex Janelle, one piece, it was not even advice, it was a command, which I so appreciated and he did. She was like, just make 1,000,000 calls. You need to cold call everybody, like everybody associated with the school, because I think somebody mentioned earlier before we started this stream that a lot of the information you need to know about a program is not going to be on the website. And that's appropriate and that's fine. But especially talk to current students and students that already graduated, because they will tell the truth. Well, they'll all tell the truth, but they will be brutally honest, which is only helpful. So that's one piece of advice. Another thing is that I have always found the word networking comes with this kind of like icky association for some reason. And a way to get over that for me, I don't know if everyone else feels the same, but a professor, Lance Wynn at University of Delaware, where I'm at now, said something, he reframed it as networking is actually like creating a constellation of relations, something more eloquent than that. But it's so true. It is so much more about community, having your community and being a good community member yourself. If you find a call that doesn't fit your work, you can pass it along. And as important as it is to find people around you in actual proximity, it's also so meaningful to have people across the country, across the world from you. Just expanding that, it's so important. Yeah, I'm sure I have more advice, but that's what I'm coming up with now.
Good advice. I like thinking of it as a constellation. I've recently replaced the word networking with information exchange
Ooh,
or
I like that.
community building or mentorship. And, what am I actually getting out of
Mhm.
the networking opportunity?
Oh, sorry. One more thing I remembered related to that is that it's also so important to talk to non-artists. Having that community of artists is, life-giving. But non-artists too, have conversations with people who are experts in their own field that are conceptually related to what you're doing. Just find community in unexpected places, because it can only like holistically help.
Thank you, Zoe. Thank you. Bella.
My advice is very similar. I would say for those searching for community, me too. I think we all are. My advice would be to just take the chance, take the shot, go up to someone and talk to them. Attending events is just an amazing way to get connected, like going to the MSA conference, going to sculpture conferences, art conferences of any type, craft schools if you're able, applying for scholarships, applying for things, just not letting the fear of failure or rejection get you down. It can be really hard, and I still succumb to the fear. But just knowing that regardless of whether or not you failed, whether or not you tried something new and crashed hard, you still did something new. You stepped out of your comfort zone, and that's how we grow, and that's how you're going to create your best work. Um, and that has just been really beneficial to me. Just being able to say, okay, I can fail at this thing. Okay, it's okay if I make something crappy because later you'll make something great and it'll probably be because you made that crappy thing and you got a really great idea from doing it. And then as soon as like it's like a snowball, you know, you keep failing and you fail and you fail, and then you make something great and you get more and more used to it. And I'm still working on that for sure. But my advice is to just take your shot, and to uh, just go up to people and talk to them if you can, and find opportunities where you're able to do that.
Love that. I like to say that failure is only failure if you stop.
Hmm.
That's the only time that it's truly failure, is if you stop trying. And it's a lifelong journey.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So thank you all. I've been watching the chat and to see if we have any live questions. I want to give it a moment here. Maybe to see if any of those pop up, or I do have one more question. If we don't end up with any live questions. And I think all of you have kind of touched on it a little bit, but we'll get a maybe more specific answer. We'll see if there's anybody in the crowd gonna ask us a question. In the meantime, maybe I will just go ahead and ask the question. Bella, how did you first learn about MSA and the scholarship opportunity?
Through my sculpture professor, Caroline Hatfield. They got us to go, me and lots of sculpture students. We had a sculpture club and we fundraised to go last year and rented an Airbnb and went. And they had told my peer, Riley Brabham, who won the award last year. And so obviously I heard about it through them and they were able to present at the MSA Awards. And I thought that I would give it a shot this year, which I did, and here I am. So, woo.
Ooh. Zoe, how did you hear about MSA and the scholarship?
Yeah, similar. I heard about it through my professor, Greg Shelnut, who nominated me. I'm originally from Utah, so it was really wonderful to still get to know things that are regionally available and specific out here, being so unfamiliar, you know. But yeah, anything that Greg mentions to me, I always have my paper and pen when I'm around him. It's always gold. And looking into it more, doing a little more research, it of course turned out to be exactly that. I'll be passing it along myself, you know.
Wonderful. Jason.
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure like where I learned about it. I think I was just around a lot of people involved with MSA. Like I said, David Marquez was one of my first professors, and he might have told me about it. I don't remember. And then being at Sculpture Trails, which is like a cast iron park in Indiana, I met a lot of artists there, and I remember Kristen Tordell Williams was there, and I feel like she probably is the first time I was like, oh, what is this MSA? Like, let me. And then I had a couple friends win the scholarship over the past few years, Francis and Asha. And so I think all those things combined, I was just seeing it on my Instagram, people talking, and I kind of joined because of that. Yeah.
Nice. This question got me thinking about how did I first learn about MSA, not the scholarship specifically, but I distinctly remember a very rainy spring day, probably back in 2015. We had our first installation of the Yakna Sculpture Trail, and Isaac Duncan handed me like a postcard and it just said MSA on it. I was like, what is this? Now, it took me a really long time to get to the point that I understood what it was and how I should most definitely be involved in it. But I think I still have that postcard just somewhere because I'm a keeper of things. So I really liked this question too, just to hear. But I'm so happy for y'all to have learned about it as students. and to be active in it as students, because it's a really great opportunity for you. Letitia says, Isaac Duncan. Yeah. I was gonna say, is this a good opportunity to plug? Because he was just on.
It's a great opportunity to plug. I was like, oh, brilliant. Yes, yes. And so to plug Isaac Duncan, Isaac is this year's keynote speaker, and he's also the juror for the indoor exhibition. The indoor exhibition is still up and running as far as the call for submission. So I hope all of you in this room, as well as everybody watching online, definitely apply, take a look at the call. If you're a member, it's free to apply and to be a part of that opportunity to be able to exhibit and to show during Confab. You all are automatically the scholarship recipients. You're all automatically in a show featuring the student work, but that doesn't mean that you can't apply to the other ones too. And so be able to share. But yeah, Isaac Duncan is amazing. Absolutely. And I'm so glad he gave you that card 10 years ago, Stacey.
Yeah. Oh.
And now look at you on the board and working for the scholarship committee to be able to bring all these parts together. It's full circle. Full circle. Thank you all so much. And a couple of things I just wanted to reflect on is though you mentioned the convert component as far as sculptors, and then also maybe some components where you're maybe always afraid as far as like sculpture, whether or not am I a sculptor? And I fully recognize and agree with the convert component, because not many academic programs, especially in high school and so forth, that maybe have an opportunity to be able to share the kinds of things that in college you got to be able to be a part of and to do. And so it might not be the first thing that comes to mind, but the thing that I really find fascinating about sculpture, about Mid-South Sculpture Alliance, is that Mid-South Sculpture Alliance and sculpture as a whole, it has the biggest umbrella. And so you can either hot glue gummy bears or you can carve marble. It's all sculpture. So one of the components is then you have to answer the following question, which is why? Why that material? And so that's where I think all of you have shared really, I think, passionately and directly about how you've gotten into this realm. And I really also appreciate, Stacey, you bringing up the question as far as like, how did you learn about it? You all shared about other people that you knew who had won, or a mentor who got you to this space. And so as you are now scholarship recipients, you're also part of that realm. Who is it that might not know about MSA and about the scholarship that next year you should encourage them to apply in the way that you've been able to move to this realm? And then also, how is it that maybe you can give a postcard to somebody the way Stacey got a postcard to come to MSA, to realize what this network, but also, what did you call it, Stacey? Informational gathering?
Information exchange. It takes on many forms, but Zoe had the constellation. Yeah.
Right. Not mine, but I love it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. Nice. And so as you're all going to be at Confab, we wanted this conversation to be a way to introduce you all, to be able to feature, hear some of your thoughts, but not take away from the exhibition you're going to have at Huntsville and the talks you're going to give and present there as a panel during the Confab on that Saturday, October 4th. And so we look forward to seeing that larger version. Shane, are you going to be able to join us for Confab?
I will. I'll be there. Yep. With
Excellent.
students, I think. Yeah.
Good, good. What's your favorite part about Confab and conferences, Shane?
Well, I love the conversations on the drive home with my students after having been there for the many days that we're there. It's always a wonderful part of being a teacher, is to like reflect on the conversations that were had. Yeah.
Oh, true. So true. Well, I look forward to seeing all of you in October. And as we say bye, any last thoughts?
See you in Huntsville.
Oh, that is the perfect last thought. Yes. See you in Huntsville. Thank you all.
Thank you.